Hello and welcome back to another stream. We are back today and I do have a very special guest with me who I'll introduce in a second. For those of you that are in the chat, make sure you do drop a like on the stream, get the algorithm going in our favour as we dive into another fantastic stream that we've got on today with another great guest. We've got Black Sails in the chat. We've got Mike, ahoy to you, sailor. We've got John, Steve-O, and we've got Waylander. But for those of you that haven't yet, do make sure you drop a like on the stream and subscribe and follow. Now, where's my good friend? How are you?
Hello, Dave. I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, and you're looking absolutely delicious in that whistle.
Making me blush.
What a legend! And you look like you're on the beach, aren't you?
I'm indeed. I'm bathing in some sunshine whilst it is absolutely sub-zero outside.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, we've got a good stream today, and I believe you've got something a bit different for us today, haven't you, Wizzo?
Yes.
We're going to be looking at more stocks than, because I'm not going to lie, I think everyone's probably in the same position. The crypto market is kind of boring at the moment. It's becoming more boring by the day, I think. So we'll enjoy having a look at some stocks today, some interesting ones. We will obviously cover the crypto market as well. Something that's just caught my eye in this in the watch list here is WIF, looking like it's having a real bad time of it again. Looks like it's probably heading, I don't know, where is it heading? Back down towards some lows.
Yeah,
anyway.
Down to that level.
We'll cover that for sure. But yes, so Wiz, do tell me, my friend, how are you finding the market at the moment? What's your feelings?
I'd love to say I'm confident I know where the price is going. However, that would be a complete and utter lie. Yeah, I think I'm in the same boat as everyone else where it doesn't really feel like there's a natural direction at the minute. Everything's a bit choppy. So I've been largely out of the market, I think, this week, bar sort of paying some spot dips. It's just it's a bit too chaotic, I think, for me.
Yeah, it is, and it's very boring as well. You know, Bitcoin goes up, altcoins get a bit of relief. Bitcoin goes down, altcoins get sent to new lows. Altcoins are just absolutely trash at the moment, aren't they? And then obviously you've just got Bitcoin in a range, so it's really lose-lose for altcoins at the moment. They can't really get any sort of relief properly when Bitcoin goes up, and then as soon as Bitcoin drops just a little bit, they just get smashed to pieces again. So we'll obviously have a look at that as well today. We do have Kay in the chat. Yes, man. How are we doing? Thank you very much for joining. I'm back. Yeah, no more block. I don't even know how you got on the block list, Steve. I don't know what happened. Charts are shite again today. Yeah, they're not looking so good, are they? But you know, typically things turn when they're looking really, really bad. So I suppose they've got to turn at some point, maybe. But we'll discuss that today. So, what shall we look at first? Obviously, we've got Bitcoin. That's had I'd say a nice push up. Not really nice. It's, you know, back to levels from 2 days ago. Nothing really major on that. Obviously, this was nice. This kind of reminds me of, dare I say it, a MicroStrategy buy. This pattern is very, very familiar when MicroStrategy is buying. When we just have, obviously, green candle after green candle, slowly walking the price up major. I do fear that maybe we might get a tweet off Michael Saylor today, and then we just go, okay, bye-bye, all the way back down. But yeah, this pattern is something that I've come very, very, very familiar with around the times that he says he's bought, where we do get just, this, you know, the staircase up. So we'll see anyway. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just coincidence, but it wouldn't surprise me if he comes out today and said that they bought more. But yeah, well, obviously, yeah, nothing really too much on Bitcoin. Again, altcoins not looking the best. One that's not, considering it's been smashed to pieces, Ethereum's actually looking all right, to be fair, I think. I mean, that weekly candle on it is starting to look quite juicy, to be fair. I mean, that's a nice weekly candle so far. As long as obviously we close above this white line, we're all good. And if it can put like a hammer in, even better. What do you think, Wiz?
Yeah, I'm same boat as you. I mean, I do have a short position order placed,
Oh,
slightly above where we are. I missed it the other day. It missed triggering by about $4, which was a bit annoying, and then flushed down. But yeah, I think with Ethereum, it's the same story. That's just going to be really choppy. Like if we hold above that line, bullish, but I don't really expect a big price explosion. Certainly in the next sort of week or so, until things settle down a little bit.
it is certainly a wild candle, and obviously that is reciprocated on ETH Bitcoin as well, which again, is looking, if it could close the weekly around this type of formation or even flip green, that is a decent looking candle, to be fair, for potential capitulation. But we'll have to wait and see. Until it breaks out, I'm not convinced. So yeah, that's where we're at with ETH. Again, the rest of the market, nothing really too much. Oh, OM's in the green. What a surprise. But yeah, apart from that, there's nothing really too much change from yesterday, probably the day before as well, etc. So I think it's a really good day to look at some stocks. Obviously, I know you mentioned in the chat yesterday you'd sold your Polanta.
Yeah, I've been having a lot more success with certainly on the trading front as well. I've turned my attention mostly to stocks, certainly the last sort of week or so. Yeah, everything's just a bit. You can't make sense of crypto at the minute. It's just waiting for some news, and I don't think the news comes every time you get sort of a STEMI impulse for news. The news is just disappointing. I think obviously you saw the big build up to David Sachs for him basically to not say much until to actually do what I think the market is hoping and expecting them to do, i.e. the strategic reserve, a load of the legislation, and all of that stuff. That's mostly stuff that has to go through Congress anyway. And yeah, even like the tax stuff tax stuff, it has to go through Congress and be passed through there. So until you see bills that start going through that floor, I don't think you'll see much impulse.
Yeah, that's it. It's going to take a while. It's going to take longer than people think. I think what he should do is he should just pardon SBF and Dope. He should just pardon the both, and then instantly we just get giga crime back in the and start really having a 2021 cycle again. Just pardon them both. Pardon Doke One. Pardon SBF. And you guys work for me now. And just inject a load of crime back into the market. That's what we want. That's one way that would just that'd be epic. Give us a bit of cinema. Do you know what I mean? Give us a bit of cinema.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's obviously probably not going to happen. So I think that would be absolutely unreal if he did. It'd be brilliant. But yeah, I can't see that happening. But that's what I would love to happen. I think that would be hilarious. So yeah, obviously, yeah, nothing really doing much. Like we said, it's going to take a lot longer than people probably think. They probably think that, he was going to come into office and just click his fingers and then suddenly everything's rosy. A lot of it is going to take a while. But again, I don't think it won't take too much to give the market some life. Do you know what I mean? I think just some, little, what do you call it? Little crumbs, just some crumbs. Give the market some crumbs of maybe, again, we could be waiting weeks, months, potentially, who knows?
Yeah, I think once there is news, it will naturally get front run. So when there is the expectation that a strategic reserve will go ahead, it will get front run. When there is news of legislation, it'll get front run. Yeah,
exactly. 100%. Like when we had the run from 25k to 40 plus k before the ETFs obviously got approved. It's a similar sort of thing. But yeah, obviously then let's move over to stocks. So obviously we've got the S&P 500, just absolute giga chad.
It's a chugger, isn't it?
Absolutely unbelievable, yeah. So yeah, just absolutely chad move on that. What is this white line here? Oh, that's some writing actually. But yeah, proper chad move like that, and then obviously same on NQ as well. So yeah, these look like, I mean, a lot, they've pretty much, I think, reversed, haven't they, the drop from at the start of the week. I think Nvidia has reversed its drop as well, or most of it. Yeah, as we can see here, pretty much. When did it start? Friday. That's Friday. That it would be this candle, wouldn't it? Yeah, yeah. So they've pretty much retraced it, and most of Friday's dump as well. So that's what obviously we're up to, the SP 500. Nvidia, yeah, I believe Nvidia. Oh no, it's not. It's still quite a way away, but it's had a decent push up from this. Am I at the right dates here? What date did we dump down? It was this one.
That was it. Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
That wasn't the Monday just gone. It was the Monday before. Yeah.
That was the Monday just gone, because you can see DeepSeek came out that it started. The rumors started around that Friday morning. So that sort of top candle there, just under the red line on the Friday. Yeah. You can see then at the end of the session, it just bled down a little bit, and then the weekend it was it was all down.
Yeah. But yeah, obviously Nvidia may be looking like it's going to close. Obviously got a massive gaping gap there. Whose earnings was it yesterday? Oh, it was MicroStrategy earnings, weren't it? Let's see what MicroStrategy did yesterday. So they missed earnings. What?
Yeah. I don't even think that, to be honest, in terms of earnings, they don't really actually have any earnings. It's mainly sort of Bitcoin. It's mainly a Bitcoin stock.
Look at that, an estimate of 122 million. That's for a stock. Well, for what many would consider a large stock, that's buttons in it. I mean, if you go and compare that to Google, who had 96 million, look at that. So Google missed what Google missed on their earnings, 241 million, is if we go to MicroStrategy, is almost double. Well, round about double what MicroStrategy forecasted. Which is pretty wild, isn't it? Pretty wild considering the amount of Bitcoin that they have. And obviously, we're not to call them MicroStrategy anymore, are we? We're to call them
strategy, isn't it?
Strategy. So maybe we see a ticker change as well. I would imagine, maybe to SBTC or something. I don't know.
I don't know if they'll end up changing the ticker.
Maybe not. Maybe
that's a little bit harder because it's fairly synonymous. Yeah. But who knows? They might do.
Yeah. No one say they'll probably want it to be SBTC or something like that. But yeah, so we discussed obviously this. You sold this off, didn't you? After this giga pump.
Yeah, they had their earnings, and their earnings were quite good. Yeah, I quite like Palantir. I've liked it for quite a while. They've got a very sort of interesting story. Obviously, they started as a defense intelligence working exclusively pretty much for, I said the US military, but it was more specifically like the CIA element to it. So they did a lot of AI mapping back in the early 2000s for in places like Afghanistan. They do a lot more public sector. They do a lot of public sector, but they started going a lot more private sector in recent years, which is why you've seen the earnings start to really shoot up. Yeah.
I'm just putting a little message in the chat. Giga moved by you. Do you want to share where you got in, or do you want to keep that?
So I've been buying in a little bit. So the first time I bought, if it goes back far enough, I think they've split before, but when it first listed, it listed as do you remember back in the sort of COVID era where it was a big phenomenon of US companies listing via what's called a SPAC, so special purpose acquisition company, where it would start at $10 and they would raise and then merge into a company that wished to list. And obviously most of them went absolutely to the pan, which is why you don't see SPACs much anymore. But yeah, I bought some of this and I rode it up and I sold some of it, and then it caught me back in. It was one of those. I mean, you had that initial wave, but it was one of those where I think it was a good application of AI, and what they had was something that couldn't really be replicated. So yeah, I bought a decent chunk of this up, and yeah, sold it, and it's it's quite heady at the minute. I think it's one of those where it's ran up a bit, and it probably needs a little bit of a pullback to consolidate. Yeah, you see that gap there. It's massive, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are probably like you in this situation where you've had this big gap form, obviously big run up after earnings, and like, right, okay, now's the time to sell, and it probably will, trickle down and fill that gap at some point. But it's still got gaps. It's still got a gap down there. And so necessarily it might not fill it all. Who knows? But yeah, that's a mega play, absolutely mega play. And look back, not even really too long ago when it was at like $5, $6, $7.
Yeah, it's probably the only SPAC that's actually done anything. Just in saying SPACs are more of a scam than crypto. Yeah, there are some bad ones. I've actually got one on my list, Dave, that we can look through, and you can try and convince me that this is a stock and not a meme coin. So it's a company called Nikola. So the ticker is NKLA, and put it on the weekly, and I
can already see where this is going.
Put it on the weekly, and
whoa! No way! Oh no! Oh, that's criminal. That's actually shocking. Let's turn Stonksy off this. That is shocking.
I don't know if they're in jail yet, but this was one of the famous SPACs.
That is actually probably the worst thing I've ever seen. That is worse than like most meme coins. I mean, that is literally pretty much around 99.88% down from. How did it even get up there?
It was a big hype. So it was essentially.
I got into one called. I don't know if this is still the ticker or not. It was CC. No, it used to be CCIV, and it merged with a car company. They like making electric cars, and they were kind of like Teslas, but they were like luxury. So they were trying to make like the Bentley, of electric cars. And it was a big like Middle Eastern company. What was the name of it now? I think the original one was CCIV, and then they had a merger. What was on the ticker? I can't remember. Maybe
no,
I remember.
But this one was quite funny. They wanted to be the Tesla of HGVs, and so they put out a lot of promotional videos of these like futuristic looking electric trucks. And it turned out that the trucks in the video were actually powered by petrol engines. But it caught my eye because I read that $10 invested in this, $10,000 invested in this at launch would be worth $8 today.
That is shocking. I think that's actually the worst thing I've ever seen on the stock market in my life.
I don't know if the guy's gone to prison yet, but
I mean, look how long it was trading. Like, it was slowly grinding higher, and even back here as it was slowly like grinding higher. It was like $200, $300, $400 a share, and then obviously just suddenly just went bang within a matter of weeks. I mean, that is crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, here it is. So in October 2022, he was found guilty in federal court of 3 of 4 counts of fraud against him.
Yeah, imagine how much money he's siphoned out, though. Just imagine how much money he's took out of that stuff. I mean,
that is bad, isn't it?
The amount of money they must have had when this was close to its peak. Even here, for a few weeks there, obviously we had this spike, but then, so 1, 2, 3, 4. You had 4 weeks there when it was anywhere between like over $1,500 and up towards like over $2,000 to distribute that and sell it. They must have made an absolute fortune.
Could you imagine getting the short position on that?
Oh, that'd be juicy, wouldn't it?
It's pretty horrendous chart, isn't it? It's I think that might genuinely be the worst stock chart I have ever seen.
I think that's actually up there with probably one of the worst charts. I think that's worse than most rug pull charts, to be honest. I think that actually might be worse than, because at least with most rug pulls, they go back to a starting position. Do you know what I mean? Like they start at 0 and end at 0. This obviously started off at like 280, something like that, when it first come on. It's shocking that. I mean, even from there, even from like them levels, it's down.
Yeah, it's
The same.
80 cents.
Yeah.
80 cents having peaked at $2,800.
Yeah, this is the this is the future chart for a lot of altcoins. Yeah, obviously, let's just hope that they're still around here before this bit, and then just tail off. Well, I have a sneaking suspicion a lot of them are already down at this bit.
I don't even know where this goes. I'm surprised it is still listed, to be honest.
Yeah, no,
this is a liquidation jobby.
Yeah, the company needs to be shut down, doesn't it? But that
even that
it's still selling off. Like, if you've held it all the way down, who still has shares to sell at this? How not everyone just dumped it to zero?
Especially with that relief rally.
Oh yeah, I know.
You could have had a good chance to get out there.
That's a gift, isn't it? All the way back up there, but you know how it is, isn't it? Like, if someone's bought in at like $500, they don't want to take the loss, do they? Even though, like, they're just like, yeah, there's a few of them in there. That one, relief rally, relief rally, relief rally, relief rally, relief rally. I mean, look, they're just getting smaller and smaller. I doubt that this does anything. Imagine if it just turned into a meme stock, though. Imagine if it turned into a meme stock.
Watch it get listed on Pump Fund this afternoon by someone in the stream.
I know. Yeah. It's like sort of like SPX 69000, where obviously the price of it to flip the stock market. This is like the price of it to pay all investors back. What would it need to be? And just create a meme coin for it, like NKLA 4000, and everyone gets the money back. But yeah, that is absolutely crazy. Have you got any more fun ones on the list?
I've got more sensible ones. So one that I'm currently in a lovely trade on is SMCI. I think I've been quite bullish at this one for a little bit, but I bought this on the sell off. Yeah, Supermicro. I
remember this when it had its run. Yeah, I remember this when it had its run.
Yeah, it came down to an interesting level. Certainly, when we saw the drop off,
the
other day, it's back at that sort of the only real point of consolidation it's actually had is where we're at now.
Yeah, that's an interesting. Yeah, that's very interesting. And I mean, it's just a classic, and it just like price coming back to the origin in it.
Yeah, so they do a lot of manufacturing and involvement in the NVIDIA Blackwell chips.
Right.
So it's tied quite closely to NVIDIA. But yeah, it was a bit of a gift, certainly. Certainly, if you got in, I mean, November after Trump went, that was a really good entry on it. But even in recent days, you could have got in at what, about $26?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, even, relative to, obviously depending on where you're targeting, but if you're targeting back to the upside, even now, it's negligible in it if it's going to go all the way back up here eventually, or whatever, you might be targeting, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, yeah. I'm specifically targeting around that sort of $50 mark. I won't say my exact TVs because I'll get front run, but I was looking for a little bit of a reversal on that one.
Yeah, it seems.
Yeah, around that.
Yeah, that seems seems likely for sure. But yeah, that's fascinating. That I remember this when it went on its run because it had the headlines for a while, didn't it?
Mm.
I tell you what I believe one that is just. I don't know the ticker for this. Is it this one? It is, isn't it? This apparently is just on a non-stop run, yeah. Metaplanet.
Oh.
Since obviously, I think they bought the Bitcoin down here, didn't they?
Mm.
And this, obviously compared to MicroStrategy went up, and it looks like it's maybe topped out at least for the meantime. But this thing just is just on a parabolic run. I mean, if we zoom out as well, look at that. This is obviously, I'm guessing, priced in yen. Or what is it?
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus Christ, look at that.
That is
That's actually that's the future XK, whatever it's called.
That's worse than Nicola.
Look at that! Look at that! Fucking hell! What's it gone down to? Hang on, let's see. So it went down to what's this bit here?
Went down to about 200, 185.
Right, let's do that. Let's put this on. So from the top. Oh my god! Did you realize? Do you know how many scrolls I had to do then on my mouse to get that down there? Now, can I input the coordinates on this? So if we go from the top down, yeah, coordinates, yeah. So the second price, we do 200. 99.95% it went down. So that was in 2006. So it took, how many years did it take for it to bottom? What did it go down to there? Even then, it didn't go that low. That is insane.
That is horrendous.
That is insane. It went down 99.95%. But now is up. Let's put that there. 30x. Insane. And it just goes to show you, doesn't it? If any companies want to try and resurrect the stock, they just have to start adding Bitcoin. I don't know if this has done anything else. I haven't.
Now, what do the recent earnings? What's the most recent earning? How much?
I don't know what that means.
Making a loss.
But yeah, I don't know whether it's done anything else to catalyze this, or if this is literally just Bitcoin. But to take it 30x higher and just to be on this run, I mean, that's pretty wild, isn't it? I mean, it's still got, what's it still got? It had obviously that massive spike in 2013. Up towards sort of them levels where peaked there, peaked here, around sort of these levels. It's still got like another 2x to go from there as well. So yeah, pretty crazy. I do think that we'll probably see a lot of companies doing this in just an attempt, to try and resurrect the stock price, just adding Bitcoin to their balance sheet and just seeing what happens. But yeah, I mean, the 30x in a year as well. It's not even been a year. Like that's April, so 10 months. 10 months for it to do a 30x from the bottom. Yeah, I think maybe we'll probably see it a lot more often in the coming years of companies just taking a chance. Can we resurrect the stock price by just buying Bitcoin? We'll see, won't we?
That reminds me, Dave.
Oh, you got yours on. Yeah, for those of you that don't know what that is the good old foot massager. I have mine on all day, every day. Do you?
I do, yeah. Are you a high setting?
No, I am high on what's that? High on the kneading and medium on the air. When I put the air on high, it feels like my feet are going to explode.
Yeah, that's my only thing. I wish there was a setting between the medium and the high.
Yeah, well, Magus, he put the air on Unicorn.
Yeah.
He put the setting on high and it ripped his toenail off.
Oh.
So I wonder if Justin's using his as well. Justin, you got yours on. And there's just a few of us that bought them, weren't there?
Yeah, Evan recommended.
Yeah, good foot massages. Really good foot massages. Anyway, I digress. Yeah, Metaplanet is just insane returns, and we'll probably see it continue on, I would imagine, towards 10,000 with the current trajectory that it's on. So what should we look at next?
So I've also got, as you know, my position in Soundhound, so soon.
I think I put soon on here yesterday, didn't I? Yes, this one. It's in my head. Ow. Hang on.
This had a really nice run up.
Why's this stuck in me? There we go. Yes, this has had a lovely push up, this, hasn't it? Very, very nice. Very, very nice push up on soon. And if we zoom
I don't actually know entirely what it does. I think it's some sort of AI sound thing.
Right,
but a friend put me onto it. It's closely linked to NVIDIA.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks, well, I mean, yeah, it's had a monstrous run on it in the past, month or two.
Have a look. Soundhound. Yeah. Voice AI for restaurant phone answering, employee assist, chatbots.
Yeah. It's
I might replace you, Dave.
maybe. Maybe we'll find a robot that can entertain everyone as much as I can. But it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see where these charts are in a couple of years, won't it? Like, will a lot of them end up like this? I don't know where this is, whether this is still down there or not. Yeah, remember this in
yeah, this was a crazy one.
Yeah, Peloton. While everyone was buying the bikes at home and stuff like that.
Yeah, I never got because the issue is not only with the bikes like 7 or 8 times more expensive than anything else in the market, is you then had an expensive subscription on top of it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I mean,
it's
earnings per share, and obviously smashing their earnings. But then look at that. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 red earnings in a row. So 3 years. 3 years of just losing money, then 2, and then the most recent one was red. Although they did actually increase the revenue more. It was the earnings per share that was down. But yeah, interesting. Yeah, I do wonder with all this. It's the same with crypto, isn't it? Where will a lot of these charts be in a couple of years that are tied to the AI narrative and stuff like that? It'll be interesting to see.
It's one of those because it either goes one of two ways, doesn't it? It's either you either sort of have these things which have so much of a moat around them that they can continue sort of blasting and innovating, and then you have some of them where the barriers just get broken down, and someone else comes along and what they do isn't proprietary enough to really sort of have a stranglehold on the market.
Yeah, that's it. Very, very interesting. And hang on, let's go back to Soon anyway. Soon. Yeah, it's looking good, isn't it? It's looking good. Obviously, it's had its pullback, consolidating. Maybe it's ready for leg 2. Were you? Are you still stacking this then, or are you just waiting for a target to hit to sell?
I'm slowly looking to accumulate in this position. I missed a large bit of the run up. I didn't get in until sort of midway through that big candle upwards.
Around here.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. It's one that it's one that's interesting. I mean, they've got earnings coming up soon, haven't they? And I don't really know, sort of. 11th of March.
In March, yeah.
A month or so away.
Yeah, another month to go.
It's
too big, is it? Only 33
no,
million. So small company by the looks of it in terms of company size. But
yeah, that's
maybe it won't be too hard for them to smash it then. Maybe.
Yeah, that's what I quite like. I think obviously one of the thrills of crypto is you get these volatile price movements, and I found this is one of those where if you sort of want stock exposure, it gives you that volatility that I would say that other things don't. But I mean, we're looking at it as if like Nvidia isn't up 5%, but typically it gives you that sort of extra bit of volatility. It's quite rare that you see stocks that you'll get multiples in sort of very short periods of time, particularly amongst sort of the household name ones. But yeah, this one doesn't take a lot to move it. Yeah,
definitely. It's hopefully it carries on to the upside for you and you can make a nice profit on it. So that looks all good. If anyone does have any stocks as well that they want us to look at, let us know in the chat whether they're rug pulls or whether they're actually well-performing stocks.
Whether they're rug pulls. ASML's in a really interesting position. I don't know if you've been following that one.
No, I haven't. No.
So it's the Euronext Amsterdam version.
Oh, hang on.
Mind you, you've got this one as well. But
hang on. This one.
Yeah. So the Dutch one. So this is a really interesting one. They do the manufacturing for a lot of chips.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. They're the only company in the world that can do what they do.
All right.
Yeah, so it's one of those where it's like advanced lithography.
Yeah. Ah, right. Okay.
So essentially engraving chips that are so small that humans can't even fathom.
Yeah, I mean,
they do the machine that does that. So they've got a big motor on them.
Yeah, this is a chart that's just been grinding higher for years, isn't it? You know, you go back to sort of like 2010, 2011 when it really started to then gain momentum all the way. So it's been like grinding higher on a high time frame for like 14 years now. We had the big pullback in 2021, 21, and then it's just been up only ever since.
Yeah, because if you put a trend line on, you can see if you put a trend line on the bottom of the wicks, you can see that it's respected it quite well.
Yeah, up here, I'm guessing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like sort of what, like that sort of thing, or like that.
Yeah.
Ah, fuck it, that can go there, can't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was only a little dip below there, but you can see, it's respected it quite well all the way up.
Yeah, that's wild, absolutely wild. And obviously it's had another deep pullback. You know, that was like 40% pullback from the top. So is it ready for round 2? Well, round 3, round 11 by the looks of it. But yeah, maybe another one up towards 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, maybe. Interesting for sure, yeah. And the fact that they're only one as well. I seen a TikTok that was saying that, you know, glitter. Apparently that's only made like in 2 places in the US by like 2 companies, and most of it is just by 1 company. And that is for like the world supply of glitter. Don't know if it's true or not. It might be bullshit. It might have been bullshit.
So the sand that's used in chips as well only comes from a single mine in the US, and it's one of the most it's a very heavily guarded spot in the US. Yeah. But yeah, there's like 1 mine in the world where they're able to get it at the purity they need it to be for these advanced chips. Right. It's in the middle of nowhere in the US as well. It's quite interesting.
Yeah, that is fascinating, isn't it? Yeah, it's really interesting, isn't it, when you get all that type of stuff. I've seen that the Congo, the Dominican Republic of Congo. That's got like an estimated like $30 trillion of natural resources. In the ground.
The amount of resources there are insane.
What's the one that the lithium in it? Lithium
and cobalt. There's a lot of cobalt there.
Yeah, they get a lot of obviously that for the batteries in cars and just normal batteries and stuff. But it's like estimated to be like 30 trillion still in the ground. You know, between like precious metals and resources and stuff. Crazy. And obviously you wouldn't think it, would you? You know, just comes out of the middle of Africa for like the world's supply of cobalt and lithium, but. Yeah, there we go. But yeah.
So yeah, that's an interesting one. What else have I got on my list? Cybersecurity one. So there's some earnings. I think next week for Palo Alto Networks, a ticker PANW.
Yeah. God, bloody hell! All these charts look crazy, don't they?
So this is another one you see a bit of a pullback and a recovery.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, they all just mirror a lot of, obviously the Mag 7 look exactly the same, don't they? The SPX looks exactly similar, and NASDAQ looks similar. They all look very similar, don't they? In terms of trajectory.
Yeah. That Stonksy green is just.
Yeah, that was nice. That was a super nice catch there. But yeah, are these ones out of all these? How many do you hold, or some of them you just find interesting?
Some I hold, some I trade. So this is one I've held for a bit. I used to work in cybersecurity, so that I'm sort of quite aware of what they do, and they've got a very good moat around their business.
Right.
Yeah, it's an interesting start. Obviously, that's a hell of a run up, and it's one of those that you're also sort of somewhat terrified of it coming down. But I think cybersecurity is an interesting one because you have less of a threat of sort of Chinese ones, because I don't think any no matter how good it claims to be, I don't think any American company would ever go near a Chinese cybersecurity company.
Yeah.
Nor would I think a US government or a European government would allow. Maybe European, because they do prostitute themselves to the east, but certainly not American.
Yeah. It's fascinating. But yeah, I mean, that's a mega chart, isn't it? Again, another one really strong performer, high time frame uptrend, and yeah, probably again another one destined for new highs by the looks of it. Obviously, recovery looking like it's going to go again. We've got Crypto Bro in the chat. How we doing? We've got someone commenting on a different one there. We've got Bitcoin. We will cover Bitcoin a bit later on, but mostly focusing on stocks today. Take a look at Frontline. Okay, GlitterX. That might have been the name of that glitter company, yeah? I assume it probably is. What platform is this on? This is TradingView that we are looking at the moment. Good old TradingView. Yeah. I'm sure you're familiar.
With Stonksy, you can find the link. Tell them where they found the link, Dave. Is it below?
You tell him. Go on, you know where it is.
The Stonksy link down below in the description, or Dave will pop it in the chat. You click Stonksy, sign up, and you'll see the world's best indicator integrated into your trading view.
You're nearly as good as a salesman as me now, Wiz. Nearly. But yeah. Huge time difference in the stream. No, it's not. It's just I've only just looked at the comments. It's not that. We've only just seen your comment. We've got someone asking, how long did it take for you to grow that wonderful beard, yours and hair?
Well? Yeah, too long. That's my good friend.
Yeah. Some would say he's actually gonna be the what do you call it? The reincarnation of Dumbledore.
Yeah.
In a Harry Potter spin-off franchise.
Could you imagine?
Yeah. So I think maybe we've got J.K. Rowling in the chat watching the stream.
I thought she was cancelled, Dave.
I don't believe in getting cancelled. You're only cancelled if you allow people to cancel you, aren't you?
Exactly.
Book them. Who cares? But yeah, let's have a look at this Frontline anyway. Someone mentioned Frontline. Let's see exactly what is Frontline. This little thing here. Let's see Frontline. Okay. Okay,
that's an interesting one.
Turn off Stonksy first so we can see it clearly. This is a very interesting chart. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, what that is a wild-looking chart, that, isn't it? Look at that sell-off.
That's crazy.
Look at that sell-off.
That's crazy. Is this a tech company, or is this... This can't be a company that does anything useful, is it?
So that was in... Oh, so that was the financial crisis. That's why. I was going to say, look at that sell-off. Yeah, that was... that's understandable why he did that. And then ever since then, it's just, I mean, again here, 2011, absolute shit show. Look at that. But then it did obviously look like it found a bottom. And it is, to be fair, minus recently has been grinding higher again.
Yeah, it's pulled back, but it's respecting that level of support there. You can see it dips a little bit below, but it's held off and bounced up.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah, an interesting one. You can see it's currently at that sort of resistance level. If it can flip that range, yeah, you potentially have a nice clear run up to probably try and attack that sort of $30 range.
Yeah, there's not really too much there as well. You know, once you clear that, obviously this move was very, very thin and left nothing behind. And then obviously before that, There's nothing there. So I mean, if it can get above, obviously this is now obviously firmly planted as resistance, but above here, above $30.35 towards 40, there's nothing really there.
No.
It didn't leave anything behind. Here it probably struggles, as you can, that was a clear SR, weren't it?
Yeah. But at that point, you've got a 3 or 4x at that point anyway. So it's
but I mean, what does it do? What does it do? That's what we want to know, innit? Let us know in the chat. What is this thing? What is it? It's a Norwegian company.
Let's have a look. Front line.
Apparently, it's a Norwegian company. So, yeah.
It has to be a tech company, doesn't it? Look, making, I don't know. There's about 10 different front lines I'm seeing here.
Front line.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, I thought it would be a mineral one. So yeah, it's distributor of. Assuming this is the right one, it's a distributor of oil, so they run tankers.
Ah, right, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, so it's an oil tanker. So
okay.
So that makes a lot of sense. Given sort of some of the impulses as we see more sort of oil shipped.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, thank you very much for that. If anyone wants to put any more stocks in the chat for us to have a look at, do let us know, whether the well-performing ones or rug pulls, whatever you want. More than welcome to have a look at any suggestions in the chat.
There's one, Dave. So another one on my list. This is quite an interesting one. It's called Twist Biological Corporation. It's a ticker TWST. That's had a really nice. Yeah, that's it.
Oh yeah, okay. That's had a resurgence, hasn't it? This is
some of these charts are crazy.
You know what? Honestly, I swear you could overlay that to so many crypto charts. Like you could overlay that to like Link. You could probably overlay that to like Dot and stuff. Oh no, actually Dot's all the way back at its cycle lows, isn't it? But I reckon you could actually just overlay that to a lot of crypto charts at the moment. Interesting, yeah, that is.
It's been consolidating quite nicely.
Yeah, and another one, once it sort of gets above sort of these sort of levels here, like just
you've got clearing up.
There's nothing really there until you sort of get up towards 100, like sort of this sort of zone. Obviously looks. If we move that down a bit, this sort of zone looks obviously key. Resistance, push over, flip to support there, then support, flip that back to resistance. So yeah, I mean it's looking like it's still got just under a 2x left in it if it can obviously clear this sort of region here. Interesting. And what does this do, did you say?
It's a biomedical science.
Right, okay.
I don't exactly know entirely what it does, but I assume it's...
It does something important, I would imagine, or of interest.
Yeah, what news have we got? Twist Bioscience executive sells shares to cover tax obligations.
Brilliant. There's always someone doing something funny, isn't there? There's always someone doing something funny.
Okay, yeah. So a lot of the analyst houses are picking it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Q1 loss narrows, revenue rises. So yeah, interesting one.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens to it if it can get up here. I would imagine that gets a hard rejection. And then maybe down. And then maybe, obviously, if it can get above there, then conquering sort of this sort of bit here.
There it is. They make DNA.
Yeah, they make DNA.
It's my friend, Mr. Gareth.
Oh, is that your friend?
That is my pal, yeah.
There we go. Well, thank you very much for that information, Gareth. You can be Chief Googler now. You can be appointed Chief Googler for us. Thank you very much, Chief. Have we got any more, Wiz? Have you got how
I do. So I've got a couple more. So another one that I quite like that's getting to it, that's having sort of a nice consolidation is Monolithic Power Systems, so MPWR.
Yeah.
And I believe they have their earnings today. Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. Oh. Another one. Oh, look at that run. Oh, God, look at that. That is crazy, isn't it? Oh, yeah. Don't you just wish, like, that... I wish I was alive during this time. Wait, hang on. I wish I was like a fully grown
active
adult.
in the market. Yeah.
I wish I was a fully grown adult during this time, but I weren't.
Mate, could you imagine?
Yeah, can you imagine just like being able to take advantage after that financial crisis?
Just like
eyeing up
half of these things, yeah.
5,
just
10
chaos.
Years. Oh, just absolutely accumulating it in. Like, give me it, just scooping it all up. It would have been major. Hopefully we do something like this across the board, all the way back down to a start.
Oh, imagine. Could you imagine if any of these companies started Michael Sayloring it back in sort of 2012, 2013, 2014?
Oh, can you imagine how big? They'd be? Fucking hell, they'd be so big, wouldn't they? They would be like
even just like what, like raise sort of 1 or 2% of revenues in Bitcoin.
The thing is, they would have had a very short time frame to do it, wouldn't they? Because can you imagine, like, say Bitcoin's at $100, and then you have a company raise money, start adding it to the balance sheet. You only really have 1 quarter, don't you, before it gets out, and then it would have just been boom, like when Tesla announced and it went from 30k to 40k.
Crazy, isn't it?
You would have just had to like mass accumulate it as fast as you can in 1 quarter before obviously the price like 10x's. But even then, it would have been in the low thousands if someone did that. So yeah, it would have been crazy. Wild. Absolutely wild. I do wonder what the future of MicroStrategy does look like. I do wonder.
Yeah, he'll try and turn it into a bank, won't he? It'll try and do. It'll try and offer some financial services around Bitcoin.
Yeah, I just think though, like if we do have like a really bad couple of years, across the stock market, which obviously then falls into the crypto market, then the cycle top, obviously bear market and stuff like that. You do wonder, don't you, just like how much trouble could he find himself in if Bitcoin goes down to like 30k? Like that's like again, half below his entry and stuff like that. Like he is playing a proper risky game, I think, in buying. Yeah. But again, he's a smart man, so I'm guessing he'll know a lot more than me.
It's like all of crypto. I was speaking to Chad about this, and I likened it to it's just a game of Jenga. Essentially, it's how many blocks can you pull out? How big can the pile go, and how many blocks can you pull out before it all comes crashing down? Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, and especially with him, the way he's, it's just all debt in it. It's just apart from the odd few bars, it's all debt.
And it's expensive debt as well. Debt's not cheap at the minute. He'll be paying about 5 or 6% at least on it.
Yeah, and that's it. And if we do obviously get a stock market reset, crash, whatever you want to call it, like me and Justin have discussed on the past couple of streams, and obviously MicroStrategy stock will get dragged into that. How much trouble could he find himself in if the MicroStrategy stock price is collapsing? Then obviously Bitcoin's collapsing at the same time. Like, I don't know. I think he's playing a risky game, but I suppose we'll soon see, won't we? Over the next couple of years. That would be something. Can you imagine Bitcoin's reaction to if MicroStrategy, like it got announced that they'd sold like 10,000 Bitcoin or something? Can you imagine? Yeah,
that's the thing where I think he sort of penned himself in by saying he's never going to sell. I think he'd have been somewhat better, obviously, from a sort of public image perspective, if he'd sort of had the possibility of, we're going to buy a load of Bitcoin, but we're also going to be smart about when we sell and when we buy.
Well, that's it.
He's not been wholly smart about when he sells and when he buys.
Yeah, because you could keep the majority of it and just use like 20% to trade with, couldn't you? So, quote unquote trade. So say if you sold 20% of the stack, You know, say we get one more leg up and you sell 20% there, you know, you keep 80%, but then, you know, if the price again, you know, resets by 60, 70%, you've then got cash if people want the money back. You've got cash to buy the dip, you know, stuff like that. I don't know.
Yeah, and pay off the debt.
Well, yeah, that's it. Yeah,
All of the Bitcoin he accumulated at what, about 40k. All of the stuff he could have sold at 40k.
Yeah.
Sell up at a higher amount.
Yeah, it's interesting for sure. And yeah, I do think, yeah, like I think he is like a quote unquote, you know, like quite a heavy risk to the market, isn't he? You know, over the next couple of years, if there is some hard times ahead. I think that will be just the looming question, and it is, you know, if we then, you know, say Bitcoin goes to 40k, right? Okay, we're now like 25k below MicroStrategy's average again. You know, what are they going to do? I don't know. I suppose we'll see in time, won't we? We'll see in time. But what? So yeah, this thing, I can't even remember what you said this did. What did this do again?
Which one's this? Monolithic. I assume it's electronic semiconductors.
Right. Yeah.
Which is why it's obviously gone on the run.
Yeah. Yeah. Major run. Really big boy chart over the past 10 years, particularly obviously over the past 4 or 5 years. Major run. But yeah, that's quite a hard reset in it. You know, that's nearly a 50% retracement within 2 weeks. I wonder what caused that. Because that had green earnings there. That was pretty good. But then obviously, you know, from here, like within 3 weeks, it had reset 40%. Don't know. Not too sure. But again, you know, that's just the way price goes, isn't it? After a run like that, reset. And again, you know, came into this key SR level, didn't it here? You know, we can see that there. You know, resistance, support. Drop below a little bit there, but then, you know, reclaim. And then it's all along this bit. And it's now pushing up. So yeah, maybe another one towards new highs. Who knows? But yeah, nice looking chart, to be fair, in terms of where it's retraced to, held, and is now bouncing from. I do like the look of it. So yeah, next one. What we on?
What's my next one? Sorry, I'm just having a cup of coffee. A stock called AI. It's a C3 AI.
Yes, got it. Got it. That's a good ticker, isn't it? That's a nice ticker. Okay, yeah. Yeah, this is another one, isn't it? Where it bottomed out and then it's just been in a range since bottoming out. So that's going back 2 years. It's been in this range here. So yeah, maybe it's due. Maybe it's due for the breakout soon. And again, you know, didn't really leave much behind, obviously, because it didn't have much price action history after it launched and then dropped down. So we've really only got this sort of bit here to look towards in terms of levels above before, okay, right, there's nothing really here. Let's look towards the highs. But yeah, I mean, I assume that this might be a place where it finds a little bit of resistance. But then, yeah, like I say, you know, there's nothing really there, is there, apart from when you get towards these highs.
It's an inch.
So what does this one do? But dare I say it's got something to do with AI?
Yes, it's packaged up AI software. Right. They're quite big. They're quite frequented at places like Davos, etc.
Yeah. Interesting. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, nice looking chart, you know, bottoming out. That's a proper base form now, isn't it? Quote unquote accumulation range. Maybe it's ready for expansion soon. Obviously, yeah, like I said, you know, this sort of area might find a bit of trouble. But yeah, after that, you know, it's pretty much just one straight road to the highs. So potential there for a nice, you know, 3, 4, 5x. Maybe even more, because it might go on to new highs. Yeah, that's a nice looking one. To be fair, Wiz, I do like that. Structurally wise, it looks nice.
So that's an interesting one. What else have I got on my list? I've got a really heady one here. So this one is a bit of a mental one. So it's a quantum computing one.
Oh yeah,
it's called Rigetti Computing. So the ticket is RGTI.
yeah. Oh yeah, here it is. Hey you, Rigetti. Let's see. Oh wow. Oh yeah, look at that. And this is a fairly recent one, isn't it? Not like most that we've seen. This is, in the past
Yes.
2 months has really exploded. That is interesting. Yeah. I mean, what's that? So it was trading around. So late October, it was 123. So it's done just over a 10x, obviously to all-time high. It's done nearly a 20x within actually just a few months. That's that is really strong, isn't it?
It's probably outperformed most of crypto.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's outperformed all of crypto, I think, by the looks of it. Literally everything, because it's held on to its gains, hasn't it? So, yeah, that is So this is quantum computing.
Yeah, so that's it's a great call from Stonksy. A fair play if this was on your radar and you were looking at Stonksy. I don't think many people potentially were, but I was a bit annoyed. I went for a long on this on the pullback, and I got stopped out, which was a bit annoying. Yeah, I got stopped out on that candle there did me in. So I had, let's have a look. So I had my stop at $7.54. So in hindsight, I should have gone for a lower entry, but I got taken out by a pretty nasty wick in January.
Yeah.
Yeah, that 15th of Jan wick. So yeah, it's that one down, that big one down.
This one? No, wait, 15th of Jan. This one?
So 13th of Jan.
Oh yeah, this. Yeah. Oh yeah, this one. Yeah. This one. Yeah, that was literally just a 1-day thing, weren't it? And then reversed.
Yeah, that was when they had the whole quantum computing frenzy, for a couple of days, where that and Google took a bit of a battering.
Yeah.
It's reversed quite well from that, and it's one I wouldn't. I think if you're going near it, it's definitely one to have some tight parameters in, because it's in a bit of no man's land. But I mean, on the daily, it looks like it's settling into quite a nice level. So it's one where it could go either way. Yeah, that's an interesting one anyway.
Yeah, I'm just going to go and retweet the. Hang on, won't be a second. I'm just going to retweet the links. Yeah, there we go. Right, should get a flood. We should get a flood of viewers now. Share screen, window. Yeah, there we go. Right. I'm just going to have to go to the toilet for the sec, Wiz, but I'll be back in 1 minute. What do you want me to put on?
Let's have a look. I think stick on the Bitcoin 1 minute, and we can see if it's going a bit nuts.
Let's see.
I might see if we can pump it up a bit.
Pump it up. You've got to pump it up, don't you know?
It's having a nice little pump, actually, isn't it?
It is. It's trying to get back towards 99, and it's trying to get back towards 99. Right, it'll be 1 second. Won't be a minute.
Where do we think we go for open then chat? Where do you reckon? Do we go up? Do we go down? Do we go sideways? Where do you think we go from here? Ooh, 101,700. That's an interesting one. And then pull back, do you think? Oh, that's a nasty, nasty candle to the downside.
Oh, that is, isn't it? I'm back now.
Is that you, Dave? Have you just been to sell your Bitcoin?
Oh, yeah. That's it. Just had to place a short and sell it all. Yeah, that's not too good, is it? I honestly, I can't tell you just how much that I wish I went all into Bitcoin, you know.
Oh, mate. Just an all-in Bitcoin max. It would save so much pain, wouldn't it, from
Honestly,
the alts?
I'm telling you now, like, how much I wish I just, at the bottom, when I was buying it after FTX collapse and stuff like that, just how much I just wish I just went all in Bitcoin. I think most people probably think like that now, don't they? But just mate, I'm never buying another altcoin ever again after this cycle.
I'm way too heavy in Ethereum, and it's coming to bite me a bit.
Yeah, if we look at the ETH, it's just like such an underperformer in it, and at some point it probably will have its time in the sun. But
just like, where does it go?
Yeah, like I just love to just be cozy in Bitcoin now, not even have a single altcoin or just like a 95% split, something like that. Like, oh, mate, I can't wait. I can't wait. You know how happy I'll be if Bitcoin goes down to like 40K again. Everyone will be losing their mind, and I'll just be there like, thank you. just sending absolutely everything into it that I've got. Just sell everything. I'll sell my bed. Just at the chance to buy it that low again. Just never touch another altcoin in my life. Should we see what memes are doing before we crack on with?
Yeah.
So not really too much movement. I seen Pengu. Did you see Pengu yesterday?
Yeah, they burnt a lot, didn't they? But
yeah, I don't think it's not really done much for the price, like, has it? No.
You might want to turn it off the 1 minute.
Yeah. It's not really done much for the price. It's still
just bleeding out. It's one I left well alone.
Yeah, I did as well. I left it well alone as well. It's interesting. Yeah. It's one of them, innit? Because it's exactly like Trump. Like, to be fair, I think Trump might have bottomed now. And I see someone say yesterday, apparently last night, the Trump liquidity pool got a massive injection.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Interesting.
I've not checked myself, but I've seen someone say it. Got a massive injection of liquidity. So maybe to prepare for full reversal. Who knows? Not too sure. But
yeah, I thought the liquidity pool on it was quite big anyway, was it not?
Yeah, it was.
So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty. It shows the state of the market, doesn't it? When it's like even the memes, we'd look at it and it's just a mixed bag, everything in sort of single digit, up or down. It's
yeah, 100%.
Such a boring market, Dave.
Yeah, there's literally nothing, is there, that stands out? There's literally nothing that stands out where you go, okay, this looks good. There's literally nothing. I mean, the whiff looks awful. Everything looks awful, doesn't it? There's nothing apart from hype and OM. I can't think of one altcoin that's actually doing all right. Not off the top of my head.
It's just that weird week. Yeah, because even from sort of like project perspective and sort of trying to find projects to help and stuff like that. It's just everything is just dry at the minute. It feels like that week that you get in. So the weeks you get in the summer when everyone goes on holiday and just like everything just dries up and does nothing for a week.
Yeah.
It feels like we're in that. It feels like we had the liquidation on Sunday night and everyone's just thought, right, I'm going to go on holiday for a week and just not look at anything.
Well,
I've been the same. I've not been on holiday, but I've barely looked at charts or traded. It's just
yeah. I'm gonna bring something up now. Hang on. I'm gonna bring something up. Wait there. Let me see. Because I seen something yesterday, and it's quite worrying for altcoins, really. And it made me think, okay, right. Well, the one thing that you actually don't have a problem with this is meme coins. Let me see if I can find it. Where was it? Here it is. Here it is. I've got it. Hang on. How do I copy this? God damn it. Right, there we go. Right. Hang on. Let me pull this up. There we go. God, this is taking ages. Right, here we go. I've sorted it. Right, let me reshare my screen. You ready for this, Wizzo?
Go on.
So this was tweeted by this account. No idea who he is or what. But $36 billion worth of altcoins will be unlocked in the next 12 months. 700 million on average every week. So obviously this will be a lot of. Looks like there's only 31 significant tokens as well. So this looks like obviously a lot of VC coins. And then he's done another one. Until 2027, the equivalent of half of all USDT in circulation worth of altcoins will be unlocked, 70 billion across the next 2 years, which is just insane, isn't it? Just like insane dilution. Like that is like dilution. That is crazy.
Crazy, isn't it?
And this will be obviously, a lot of VC coins, won't it? That, have still got like 70% to unlock and stuff like that.
Thing is, I bet about a quarter of that is Trump.
oh yeah. Because if you think about it, so what's the market cap of Trump now? Let's see.
I think it's fully diluted. It was like 50 odd billion, wasn't it?
I think at its highest, I think it was heading towards like 80. So Trump's market cap now is 3.7. So
what's it's fully diluted?
Hang on, let's go.
There's only about 10% of the supply circulating, isn't it?
20.
18. Yeah, 18 billion.
So yeah, 80. Yeah, so half of that is minus the 3.7, so around 15 in it. Yeah, so nearly half of that is Trump, and then I bet another portion of that will obviously be Melania as well, won't it? So yeah, I would say probably towards like 20, towards 18ish maybe for Trump plus Melania.
Still, it's bad, isn't it?
That is crazy though. Like that shows the state of the market in it. And again, there's just too many altcoins, not enough liquidity, and especially with the VC coins that are low float, high FDV. It's not looking it's not looking too good for a lot of them. Yeah, so interesting. What's your split like across altcoins? Do you hold a lot of ones that are low circulation, or a lot of yours mostly fully diluted?
A lot of sort of at that higher end of dilution. I've being honest, I've rotated back into a lot of sort of older projects. I think the last few weeks and last couple of months, I've gravitated back more towards stuff that actually has revenue. So I'm mainly in DeFi stuff now. I've given up on a lot of some other some other aspects, because I just don't see it. It's one of those. And you see it when you go to conferences. It's like you step outside of the bubble and you think, will people actually use this? Will this actually make a difference? And for a lot of it, it's based off a hypothesis that everyone's going to move everything immediately to the blockchain and it's going to do all of this stuff, when the reality is a lot of it won't, and a lot of it moving to the blockchain won't actually help anything or anyone anyway.
Yeah. I think recently, so like I'd say the past 2 weeks, I think is the real first time this cycle where I've actually started to think, are my coins actually going to go to zero? Like, I think that is like a serious thing that I'm actually starting to wonder now. It's like, are the coins I'm holding actually going to recover or not?
I'm looking at the charts from stuff. I'm looking at the charts, and that run up that we had, was it sort of end of November?
Yeah.
The more I look at it, was that altcoin season, and
literally just
it petrifies me because I didn't sell anywhere near enough at that point.
Yeah, it was just literally condensed into memes and US coins as well. Really, wasn't it? Like, a lot of altcoins did get a push as well, but it was mostly memes and then XRP, XLM, HBAR, Algo, and that was pretty much it.
I had a 10x long on HBAR that I closed way too early, and if I'd left it open, that would have been... if I'd left that open, I would have been sat here probably quite happy having had a successful altcoin season.
You look at something like Jasmy. Jasmy's now back inside this range. Obviously, Jasmy's what I look at often on stream, and now it is. It's closed back inside this range, which is no good. That's now possibility of dropping all the way back down towards here. It's no good, and it is a bit scary. I think. Like, I am actually starting to I think this is probably good as well, because I think probably a lot of people that are watching maybe are feeling the same as well. So it is all right to feel like that, but I am looking at them and I am thinking, like, fucking hell, have I actually just fucked this whole thing up?
And I think looking at sort of the portfolio, judging by the stuff that's moved and moved heavily, it's not retail money that's moving it anymore, it's institutional money. So there is the prospect of fundamentally good projects doing well. But the issue is obviously filtering through a lot of the garbage and a lot of the rubbish that is out there.
I think all we need is, I think this will unlock one more, because we saw what happened to altcoins on this run up, then obviously the run up on this run up, and then obviously what happened once Bitcoin sort of got back around here, then altcoins really had to think of. I think if we can obviously get the run up towards this sort of area, I think then once altcoins start to run, it's like, right, okay, like, really now it's starting to look like this is potentially the last time to sell everything. And just wherever they are, whether we're making enough on it or not. If we do get the last leg up towards here, you give it, because you can see Bitcoin got up towards here on the 21st of November. The 2 weeks after that, even though it rallied an extra 10% or so, that was when altcoins really started getting the push. If we get up here, the 2, 3, 4 weeks after that, inside this sort of range, if we do get here, okay, right now, it's the time to really starting to be defensive, I think. Yeah,
it's got to that point, I think. It's an interesting one. I think fundamentally sound projects will probably have a run-up, given sort of if there is a move to put more industry on blockchains. I think you'll see stuff like Link potentially do quite well, but it's one of those, isn't it? It's how much of it is speculative value, because you look at it and it's even a lot of these established projects, how easy would it be to replicate? And if the US government says, right, we're going to put, or like businesses say, we're going to put X on the blockchain, are they really going to try and buy and use an existing one? Or would they just build their own, given sort of the R&D budgets? It's like, if Apple turned around and wanted to do something on a blockchain, Apple have the R&D funds to just build whatever they want.
Yeah, and it's not really that necessarily expensive as well in terms of the budget that they'd have, to do that.
Yeah, Apple could fundamentally build their own layer 1 and then build their own layer 2 to go on top of that layer 1. Like, the banks, any financial institution could afford to build their own layer 1 and then build a layer 2 on top of it, or just launch their own layer 2.
Yeah. So how hard would it be for Apple to build their own layer 1? Then say you go onto the Apple website, the user knows nothing about crypto, nothing whatever. How hard would it be for them to just go, right, okay, when the user pays, so say they partner with Circle or something, the user pays on debit card. When they pay on debit card, Circle automatically then mint that amount that they've paid on debit card into USDC, automatically done by Circle. Circle, money, thank you very much, charges Apple a small fee. Circle then mints that into USDC and then just sends that to whatever, couple of wallets or whatever it is Apple have to send funds to. That just seems like a very straightforward, easy mechanic to go, right, okay, we're going to turn this fiat into stable coin. The easiest way possible, put it on the blockchain. Done.
Yeah, because there's the whole sort of waiting out to see like what institutions would come on that you could get used as exit liquidity. But the issue is if someone like Apple decides to use, I don't know, let's say, for example, Say, once they start buying Say and the cat's out of the bag, the amount they'd have to buy to A, have relative control, and B, the amount of speculation that would go on it, is they'd end up having to pay, they'd be paying sort of 10, 15, 20 times what the current price is, which in the grand scheme of things is pointless. Like, Apple aren't going to go out and spend $50-60 billion buying up supply of a layer 1 when they could just build their own for, you could build your own layer 1 for a couple of billion.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
After 3+ years of holding, could you imagine you're looking to sell at the peak and you're like, do you pay capital gains tax on it, or do you wait to sell it next cycle and watch it at that point? As much as I rate that, if you've bought Bitcoin in the last year or so, right, you would probably be better off selling it, paying the tax, and then buying in the bear than you would trying to hold that thing through the bear to sell again in the bull.
Yeah, 100%. You would lose so much more money not selling it. If you have to pay 20, say even if it's short term, if it's short term, you pay probably like 20% on average. It's going to retrace more than 20%.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. But that, it's interesting. Imagine if you just like you're a Czech citizen and you just sat there and you've secretly been just stacking Bitcoin for like the past 10 years and you've just not told anyone, and you're like, oh, I could just get away with this now without tax. I bet.
Yeah. Although the thing is, Dave, if you were a Bitcoin billionaire, would you continue to live? Now, I've never been to the Czech Republic, but if I had $2 billion, would the Czech Republic be my first port of call as to where to live?
Yeah. Well, it's the same for the UK, isn't it?
Yeah.
No chance I'd still be here.
Yeah. In fairness, to be fair, if you had a couple of billion, I imagine London is probably quite a lot of fun.
Yeah, I don't like it, I'll be honest.
I'm not a fan of London, but if you've got a couple of billion, London is probably quite a fun place.
Yeah, I reckon
given
short time,
you can do whatever you want.
I would want to be where you are at the moment.
Yeah. What, in Solana season?
Yeah, in Sol season, yeah. Right there. Let's pull it up.
There was a bit of a sell-off yesterday, wasn't there? I'll say a bit of a sell-off. It's someone sold off at quite a substantial clip.
Sell-off. Yeah, we're around 169. I had a look before, actually. Yeah, someone sold. It was 1.6k, was it? Or 1.2.
Yeah.
guy.
And they sold about $2,100, didn't they?
Was this? Oh yeah, this was them as well. Went at $900. But the thing is, these people are still getting slowly ground out, aren't they? That supply will only be picked up by stronger hands.
Well, there's some nice buys coming.
Yeah,
but it's one of those. I think
this is a DCA.
We're in a bit of the market where everything's just dried up a little bit at the minute. It's a nice floor to accumulate anyway.
Yeah, 100%.
But
I mean, dare I say, like, so how much is in the pool? So how much did we say was in the pool? It's like 15% of the.
It's about 15%, yeah.
I would go out on a whim. So there's about 85% left, isn't there, for outside people? I would be shocked if around 70% wasn't held by people that you know.
Yeah.
I would be
exactly
if the very large majority wasn't held by people that you know, strong hands. So it's just about just the final lot of these people in it getting out that are doing this once they're gone.
Yeah, I looked through that whoever did that transaction, that was where you see that big green candle 4 days prior. Not that one, the other one, that one, yeah. So they pumped in about 4K. But it's one of those. It's we're in a weird bit of the market. Like I say, everyone's on holiday, and unfortunately, they're not on holiday in Solana season at the minute. But
they will.
I mean, memes in general are. I look through Dex Screener at anything that I've searched recently, and everything is just dead as a dodo at the minute. It's
it's like that. It's just fully across the market, isn't it? Like
it's just that boring few weeks.
Yeah, you can pick out any sort of altcoin that you want, and you can say, for instance, let's just pick Jasmy because it's there and it's one we look at often. We'll look at Jasmy now. Yeah, it's down. So it went down as low as 67%, currently down as 60% from its high. But that's across the board, isn't it? That is across the board.
Exactly. And if you flick the volume, on,
and let me get it on.
You can see just volume's just dropped off a cliff on most things in the last couple of days.
For literally just a brief time, didn't it? And then fell off. Obviously, picked up here.
And Bitcoin, what's volume like on Bitcoin? Yeah, look at that. You can just see the last few days, it's just dropped off a cliff.
We go on the weekly chart. It's actually like, how can I make this brighter? Hang on. Here we go. Yeah, let's check. What color could we put it in so we can see it? Yellow and orange, maybe. So just remember, growing is yellow. I don't know, you can't really see that, can we?
I mean, you could have just flicked Stonksy up, Dave.
Oh, yeah, could have, yeah. Oh, fuck it. There we go. We'll go with that. That looks fine. But if we go to the weekly chart, it's quite low, isn't it? It's quite low since obviously we entered this range. Consider, from where we.
Yeah, it just needs that impulse. Like you say, we're just waiting for that news, and the news just doesn't seem to come at the minute.
Yeah, I do. I would imagine it comes eventually, but just waiting for sort of, hopefully. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm just not even trying to imagine the scenario that price does this, because everything would be
that's game over at that point. That's
like everything would be obliterated, wouldn't it? Like it'd just be like it would be, and the scariest thing is like, say it did that and that turned out to be, so then say it went up here, hard rejection here, then tailed off back into here. Imagine what happens to altcoins. Like imagine. That's what I mean. I just don't even want to imagine it. I'm just sort of blanking it out in my head. That it just doesn't happen. because
that is truly back to
would,
McDonald's at that point.
Yeah, they would be just be blitzed, like my holdings would be blitzed, like I'm sure everyone's would be.
Yeah. Me and Dave would have to get new careers.
Yeah, do you know what? That'll actually be quite a funny thing, wouldn't it? Like when the bear market hits, me to wear like a McDonald's hat on stream, and you can come on and wear like a KFC hat or something. Like, like if you want to come on stream, you have to wear a fast food hat.
I can't wait when we do these streams in the bear market just to see which warriors show up in the chat every day. Because it'll be like a barren wasteland, won't it?
Yeah, I know there'll be some of them as well. But honestly, I'll be loving it. I'll just be like,
it's better to trade.
I'd just be like, oh, I bought more Bitcoin today, loving it. Like, it'd
just be fun to trade back when we've got really simple defined ranges, steady moves. None of this 20% up, 20% down, 10% up, 10% down choppiness. It's just moves in a defined range, moving down. Maybe the odd big little wick down, nice little recovery bounce. It'll be
be nice. Got James saying I'll be here shorting during the bear. Yeah, I knew you would be. I knew that you'd be still here. But yeah, I still remain fully optimistic that we get this. I still see this as the thing is, I think, wherever you want to take it from, there's a schematic where you do have these stages, because obviously we've not really seen a cycle like this before in Bitcoin.
No.
So this is why it's not really that good to go back and look at other ones. So say you go back and look at the 2017, that was just literally just like one curve up, just pretty much, apart from a couple of weeks here, tiny bit there, but that was just one curve up, top, little bit of distribution for a few weeks. I think that was like a month, and then obviously, just like
down, reaccumulate and back up, and then that one complacency bounce.
Then we have 2020/2021, where we just have obviously COVID crash, okay, consolidation, move up, drop down, then just pretty much apart from these 2 weekly candles here, just non-stop, because obviously the Fed was just absolutely pumping liquidity in, wasn't it? Every government was just non-stop move up, top, distribution, drop down again. You go back, don't you just look at that and you just think that was the easiest buy ever. That was such an easy buy for a second bounce. Whether you bounced it up to here and thought, right, that's the complacency bounce, sold here, then obviously this was majority driven through the futures ETFs launching. But that was coming back to this point here where it held. That would have just been, that was an easy buy. I don't know about you, but I actually didn't trade back then. I was just a spot holder.
No.
So I was just a spot holder, but that would have been an easy long. And then obviously double top, which we've never seen before. But if we go to this cycle, we have bottom, accumulation. Then we have just had these phases, haven't we, of long drawn out consolidations that we've never really seen before on an uptrend on Bitcoin. Obviously that's like that was like a downwards sort of channel instead of horizontal consolidation. But we've never really seen this type of cycle before, so each one has been different when you go back. That was literally just peak and drop down, weren't it? Double top, and then this has just been this cycle of consolidation, really. Because if we go back and look, so go back to this time last year. So where was this time last year? What are we? 6th of Feb. So let's take that week there. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks in an uptrend there. Then obviously 8 months of just downwards, slow bleed / consolidation. Then we've resumed the uptrend here. So then that was 6, 7, 8. And then if you want to take them as well, 9, 10, 11 here from then when it topped here. And that being, that's kind of being generous as well. But so 11 weeks out of the past 52 have been directional. The rest have been consolidation. That just shows you what type of market we're in. 11 weeks out, so a fit for the year, nearly pretty much. over the last year has been spent in actually in a trend. The rest has just been consolidating.
Yeah, it's just been chaos, isn't it? You just had a few weeks where it's just gone absolutely nuts, and yeah, I'm ready for something to happen. But like you say, I think we need that consolidation before the next leg up. But it is a scary chart when you zoom out and look at just that sheer void from that run up.
Yeah,
It's just like it is just a case then of what ifs, and yeah, without being all doom and gloom until everyone's got short positions on. That is scary. When everyone's got short positions, it will be quite fun. But yeah, when you don't have a short position, it's a scary one.
Yeah, it'd be interesting for sure. It'll be interesting. I mean, this is my level. I don't know about you, but this is my level, and this really ties into this diagonal as well. Sort of coming back down to around here, you know, whenever it may be, but it literally lines up perfect. This is clear horizontal. So that is like serious SR, and then come down.
Yeah,
actually coincided in this trend line as well.
Because that could be another thing. Could you imagine this US strategic reserve if all the legislation and buying doesn't start until we've gone into bear mode?
Yeah.
And how happy the US government would be to absolutely unload at Bitcoin at 30k.
Yeah, just clipping
buying all of Michael Saylor's.
Yeah, buy it OTC. Buy it OTC, but yeah. Interesting time for sure. I mean, apart from that, dude, it's just like there's no point even looking at the low time frame PA, is there? Because it is just like I seen someone say before this. I think it was it this week? It was this week, weren't it? That week was it? Yeah, it was this week when we got this candle, weren't it? And then the full reversal. The tweet was the games that are being played at the moment are diabolical, and I just thought, yeah, you're 100% correct. Like the games that are being played at the moment are diabolical. This whole push down and then just fast reversal was just
pure manipulation, isn't it? At this point,
and just derived to liquidate people in the market. I would love to know the exact figure of, you know, say the combined like top 5 exchanges, how much they made on fees during this move.
Yeah, well, I saw was it on Arkham where you can follow, and I saw them saying, I think what Binance sent to Wintermute, they received an extra $4.5 billion back within a week.
God,
like they were just sending boatloads over. And that was wild. I don't know if you saw the tweet, but obviously the Wintermute CEO getting a lot of direction pointed at him for market manipulation. He did this long thread about what they actually do, and openly admitted that they receive the exchanges send them, he sells them, and then they buy them back OTC off the exchange.
Really?
It's like open on Twitter, openly on Twitter saying, "Yeah, exchanges send me this."
What's his name? Or should I just type in Wintermute?
If you type in, I've forgotten his name now, but Wintermute should have it.
Maybe it'd probably be following him, won't it? Is that only 370? It would have been tagged, wouldn't it? It should have.
Yeah, here it is. You'll find him. It's the CEO. His CEO things in it.
Well, on
Unless, yeah, on their bio. Let me see if I can find it.
Oh yeah, CEO there. Yeah. Wishful.
What Wintermute actually does.
Because
there's that Polymarket thing, isn't there? Of will Wintermute end up in prison? And it's like 90. It's like 90% yes.
Oh, it's a UK company as well.
Yeah. I've just DM'd you the tweet on the Stonksy account.
Oh, right, okay. Where?
I might have gone into requests.
But
if you keep scrolling down, you'll find it's around that point, I think. Go down. There it is, what Wintermute does, that thread above.
Oh, yeah, this one.
Yeah, there, yeah.
It's been exceptionally fun on Twitter, like some counts. Oh wow, that's a lot of text, isn't it? That's a lot of text. Basically, this is what he says. Is where they do it. Where is the one?
We find there.
I think this is this it? I can see a lot of.
It is. Yeah, so it is. Which one is it? Yeah, so it's the one where he talks about being delta neutral. That means if we sell on Binance, we're looking to buy back at whatever price is best across all liquidity sources. Yeah, so they essentially will put short positions on.
Yeah.
To my knowledge, they'll just put short positions on. The exchanges will send them a load of tokens. They dump said tokens, buy them back OTC at cheaper rates, and then the exchanges will send them cash to then also buy up the supply to send back to them.
And no wonder some of these charts look the way that they do. That's diabolical, isn't it? Yeah, the games that are being played at the moment, that is like the best. I'm going to give him a follow, to be fair. Kind of seems like an interesting character to follow. But this is what I said. You know, this is what I've been talking about. We need these interesting characters, don't we? And finally, someone's come out and said something really, really controversial. Like, hang on, that something doesn't sound quite right there. Finally, someone's saying something.
Yeah, because they were getting annoyed because there's a guy called Marty Party who basically just like on Arkham tracks all of the exchange hot wallets and the Wintermute wallets.
Yeah. So
he'll tweet like Coinbase or Binance has just transferred $200 million of Ethereum to Wintermute, and then all of a sudden, an hour or two later, you just see Newt candles.
Yeah.
And then you see them send USDC, and you just see green candles.
Yeah. CZ mentioned a test coin called TST on his recent post an hour ago, and it immediately went to 52 million market cap in less than 50 mins. Look at that. So, what did he say? A tricky situation. There it is, TST. And apparently, it's just absolutely rocketed. So, I wish I could hit one of these. No, I just.
No, I was watching this. I've got this AI programmer on Instagram, and he was setting up basically a bot that tracks Twitter accounts, and if they tweet a CA, it buys it. Yeah. To snipe it. So that's how potentially people got into Trump as soon as the coin address went live. But
yeah, of course, yeah. Yeah, because when you go back and look at Trump, like, it wasn't actually that high for the first, like, 4 to 8 hours. Like, if you go back,
everyone was asleep.
Yeah. I was awake. I didn't even think to buy it. I put it in, and Steve bought it. If you go back and look, like that was the first 4-hour candle there. But I think it came out at 2 o'clock, so that was really a 2-hour candle. But, you know, even here, it was up. It went up to, you know, it was $7 at the start of this candle. And then when, you know, obviously 8, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then, you know, even by this 4-hour candle, so that was 4 till 8. UTC.
And then it's just that red candle where it consolidates and people think is it all over before just giga pump up
to 72. So, you know, even if you got in on this one, you know, you still had like a 7x there. Crazy, you know, 5x if you sold it up here, 6x maybe, whatever. But yeah, just sitting there thinking, wow, what a thingo this was. I wonder if this is going to come off. This is obviously something we've been looking at. Just find a base, and maybe it's found it. Who knows?
It just needs to settle, doesn't it? And who knows? Like you say, it might have a run in it.
Look at that though. Look at the weighting of the liquidity. It's 3-1 in Trump against USDC.
Mad, isn't it?
31 million in Trump, but only 9.9 in USDC. So yeah, who knows? But yeah, very interesting. What we got? We've got 10 minutes till US Open anyway. We've got 10 minutes till US Open.
This is pumping. Reddit. Have you seen the Reddit stock, Dave?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it looks more like a crypto chart, but that is absolutely sending. Ticker is RDTT.
We'll have a look now. Make sure you do drop a like on the stream and subscribe and follow if you're not. We've got Scottish saying crypto strategic reserve next year during the bear, most likely. Still bullish. Keep calm, guys. Give it until the end of March at least. Late, but not missing. Yes, Stonksy. Yeah. Mate, that's if my portfolio survives till the end of March. It might be completely obliterated by then. What's the Reddit? Sorry.
RDDT.
Oh, there it is. It's sending, isn't it? Let's see. Oh, Stonksy's caught a nice move on it. All the way down from 176. Let's have a look at the 1 day. Oh, wow, yeah. Oh, look at that. Oh, it has been sending, hasn't it? From back in August. Again, this is there. Wow. This is one that you look back on in it as well. You know, when it was at like prices like this in August, September, and you look back at it and you think, there's probably a good chance at some point it's probably going to get a send in it. You know, Reddit, really strong community driven and stuff like that.
Well, so the value in Reddit, and it's slightly controversial, is so essentially it's one of the best. The data on it is so valuable for training AI systems because you've basically got how long's it been going? About a decade. You've basically got a decade's worth of completely organized data. Like imagine if you trained an AI system on Reddit's entire data, like it would be so valuable in terms of what it could capture from both an information point of view, but also from a sentiment point of view. And you'd capture that sort of emotive viewpoint. You could really develop quite a nuanced AI bot from it. It would be less just straight factual and more it'd have a more nuanced view, which I think that's the key to AGI, is being able to have that nuance and that context.
Yeah,
you're pouring water into a Coke can. You banned it.
Yeah. I can't believe it's still going. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I just thought, well, what's the easiest way for me to drink this? And obviously, it's for me to. Oh yeah, I'm so thirsty. Then you know. Nice. Yeah, you know what? You're completely right, and I didn't even think about the whole data front of Reddit. But it is literally just, it's like so much data on there and so much human interaction and how people talk to each other and stuff like that in it. And things that you probably really would have to dig through Google to find as well. That's the main thing, isn't it? Is, people obviously put threads on there and there's big discussion and, whatever. But yeah, that is, you just go back, don't you? And just, in hindsight, that was, especially when it come back down and retested this level, here. Yeah,
after that initial IPO, you see it go up, hold that level.
Yeah, that was just like clear. That's just like clear accumulation. Cleared.
Yeah, nice little 4x.
Clear.
4x, and if you'd bought a CFD at a 5x CFD, you'd have done quite well out of that. You'd probably done about 20x or so, wouldn't you?
Yeah. I'm
hoping SMCI continues to pump because that would be quite a lovely one. I'm quite heavy in that one. But yeah, I guess it'd be interesting to see how US opens, but everything's just so flat at the minute.
Yeah.
What have we got in the chat? US Open predictions is my 75x long from 96k safe. I don't think a 75x long is ever safe.
I'd have I'd have that thing at break even if you've not trimmed some, that's for sure. And we got same with crypto saying long from 96k. How's your mum? She sounds lovely. Oh, it wasn't his mum. It was his sister that he was selling off. It was his sister that he was selling off, not his mum. Was you in yesterday's stream, Wiz? When
I was in for parts. I was in for parts of it.
His sister.
Yeah.
He was trying to sell his sister off.
What's the trade today then, Dave? I heard you're going long on Nicola.
Oh, imagine. To be fair, that probably will get a short squeeze at some point, won't it?
I mean, it's got to a point where it's lost so much value that there's probably I don't think there's a whole lot in it, but that has to be, I think, one of the worst charts I have seen. But I've seen pump fund rug pulls charts that look better than that one.
Honestly, it's like I actually think it might be. It's actually technically worse than the UST chart. Because if we look at UST, obviously USTC now it's called. Even that is down only 90, just under 99%, like 98.9% or whatever it is. Where that other one is down like 99.8 or 99.9, whatever.
It is a truly horrendous chart.
It's even worse. It's even more down than the stable coin that collapsed and is now worth 1 cent. It's even more it's even worse than this. This is isn't it wild to think that this is a stable coin and it's still going to new lows? It's still going.
Just horrendous, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, this is the perps contract on Binance, but it's still going to new lows. It's crazy. You just know if at any point that has a mad run towards like 10 cents or something, you just know that's the top of the market then.
I just sold a meme too early.
Did you? What
meme? It's sending.
What meme is it?
It is Ask.
Ask?
Which, yeah.
Matt saying that your beard has gone full Yeti.
I know. I've ordered a new beard because this is a bit bad. I'm hoping it comes before next week because I'm in Paris next week. What am I in Paris for? I'm in Paris for NFT Paris, so it's me, Mr. Spud, Sammy T, and our friend Mr. David Gersh. So it's seems a bit wild, but yes, I'm in NFT Paris. I don't really know what to expect. What chaos?
Is Chad not going with you?
Nah, Chad's not around. But it's a bit hard as well because it's Valentine's Day, so obviously everyone's who wants to spend their Valentine's Day at a crypto conference in the city of love, surrounded by a load of male degenerates.
I would expect the day will probably be interesting. You know, probably decent, but I would expect the night time's probably going to be a bit wild.
Yeah, I don't even think we're bothering with the main event. I think we're just doing side events and parties.
Yeah, a little side quest, isn't it?
I can't be bothered sitting there listening to someone talking about putting farmers on the blockchain.
No, especially like of all things NFTs. Like NFTs are really yet to make a comeback, aren't they?
You need to get your bell out, Dave.
I know. Oh, it's here. Get ready for it. Got 25 seconds. But do make sure you drop a like on the stream, subscribe, and if you want to place any trades, do sign up to BLOFIN. First link in the description. Let's see. I've got 10 seconds. Are you excited for me to ring the bell? I mean,
it'd be interesting to hear people's perception on the bell. I think it's a little bit tinny, but I've not even got a trade on.
US market.
Even worse.
And we're getting a dump straight off from the S&P 500 there. Oh, God. Oh, I can't take any more of this. I can't take any more of this. I can't. Honestly, I swear, if this market shits the bed now, Wiz, I'm actually going to lose it.
It's James, you're 75x long when you're saying, is it safe?
Look at the S&P.
That feels like a rejection to me.
Oh my! Oh! Oh! Look at it! Oh, it's shit in the bed. Wiz, you know what? I'm actually going to go insane. I cannot take the fact that we've actually gone back and looked. We've had a trend in the market for 11 weeks out of the past 52. I can't believe it.
It's I will say that Stonksy 1 minute short on the Bitcoin.
Yeah, it was nice.
To be honest, on both, I don't think you'd have got the S&P one in time, but
I don't think so. I don't think so, but
that's that's one thing I've always wanted. Stonksy for commodities is actually quite interesting. So some stuff that it catches quite well.
Yeah, I think it's
obviously oil.
I've never used it on oil. I've looked at it on silver and gold, but in terms of commodities, that's as far as I've gone. We've got Crypto Bro saying never trust the first 15 minutes of a market open. That's true. That is true. Only when retail get trapped. And we've got James saying he'll sell his girlfriend now. So if there is any bidders in the chat for James's girlfriend, maybe we could auction her off live on stream. Who knows? I'm wondering just how many things James is going to try and sell in this market. Like he's already offered his sister up for sale. He's now selling his girlfriend. What's next? What is what's next?
Oh, that has done quite a nice reversal.
Yeah, it has. Yeah. I'm gonna get that clipped from that reaction that I had on the YouTube. I'm gonna get Issa to clip it. Sell a kidney in Turkey, says Coding James. Maybe you could start selling your organs. Maybe not about you as well. I'm gonna have to start selling my organs if this carries on.
Honestly, I think my organs will be full of cortisol from all of the stress of holding altcoins. I'm gonna have to rename myself next cycle to Wizard of Bitcoin because I can't do altcoins again.
No, honestly, I will. You know, when you look back as well, though, and you can, with the market the way it is now, you can see exactly why people are Bitcoin masters. But when you look at previous cycles, it's just not been true because altcoins have always performed well. In the 2017, 2021, altcoins did amazingly well. It's only been the oversaturation of this market, this cycle, that has really killed them.
Yeah, and I mean, you don't have, or at least any stupid money you had has been gobbled up by meme coins.
Yeah.
And it feels like this cycle there's been a lot more liquidations than there has previously.
Well, 100%. We've never seen consolidation like we have in a cycle.
Like the liquidation levels this cycle, obviously you had that massive liquidation with the Japanese crash.
Yeah.
You had basically the fall off from the April run up over summer. Last week was a massive one, and then you had that massive mega pullback after sort of the November altcoin run.
Yeah.
It does just feel like there's just been more and more.
Yeah, and that's it, and then you take into account of like the money that's been gobbled up in, rug pull memes as well over like the past 2 years. Just sheer amount of rug pulls, the money that's been gobbled up in Trump, Melania. The amount of money that's gone into just pure shite in the market is unbelievable, isn't it? And coins are performing so poorly.
Was it TST that we were talking about? It's just been listed on MEXC.
Oh, of course. Of course. Let's go and have a look at it. This is it.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. That's what it did. So he tweeted. And then this is what I'm on about, though. Like, that was the first 5 minutes. Even 5 minutes after, there was still, there was still comfortably a 4x there. Even 5 minutes after it had pumped. So that's the first 5 minute candle. Then from there onwards, there was still time to get a 4x in.
What's up with what's the liquidity? It's not fully locked, is it?
No. 1.8 mil in TST and then Rat BNB nearly $500,000. But how he listed that so quickly?
Because it's CZ, isn't it? The minute CZ tweets about it, the exchanges will want it.
Look at that, 61 million. As soon as MEXC, this is going to zero, this, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, this is coming all the way back down. You can see it in the pattern already, but if you time it right, you probably get a decent short on that on MEXC.
Yeah.
We're in an interesting point here. We've got Bitcoin pumping and the S&P 500 dumping. So we're on the right side of history at the moment. Let's see if it snaps back. But in all fairness, the stock market has been recovering this week and Bitcoin's done shite all. So maybe.
Yeah, I think Bitcoin will reject around the 99 mark.
Yeah. Yeah, we are getting a tail off on the S&P now. We are coming into low time frame support.
But tomorrow is Friday, and Friday is historically, I say historically, we can't really look back, but Friday always seems to be bullish.
And guess what we have tomorrow as well at 1:30? We've got NFP. We've got
NFP.
So that should be a great load of fun. That's going to liquidate more people.
Well, we had not that it has much of an impact, but we had the Bank of England, didn't we, today, cut rates.
Oh, really? What did they cut?
I think it was a quarter, but it's bad because they're cutting it not because inflation's going down. They're cutting it because the economy's slowed down to such an extent.
Yeah, and Rachel Reeves or whatever her name is only fucking the economy even more.
Oh yeah, Rachel Reeves.
Yeah, she is absolutely killing. Starmer need to get out. They're absolutely killing the country, aren't they?
Yeah, they've what have they done? They cut it 0.25%, I think.
Yeah, they are,
and halved its growth outlook for the year.
They're absolutely killing the economy in the country.
Halved it. What's the FTSE done then on the back of that? Has the FTSE dumped down? I've not even looked.
Let's see.
Let's have a look.
Let's go and have a look.
Bring back Liz Truss. She's gone full conspiracy theorist now, hasn't she?
Has she?
Yeah.
To be fair, so I seen something, and I've not. Again, this is another thing I've not fact checked or anything myself. The FTSE's actually doing all right, to be fair, isn't it?
Mind you, the pound's been battered so much that it's quite cheap to buy, and obviously a lot of the FTSE stuff is a lot of the FTSE 100 is international, so you've got a lot of minerals, so that oil and stuff. So you think BP and Shell will earn, I'd say, at least 90% of their revenue in dollars.
Yeah.
So obviously that flatters it when it puts that flatters them when they put back. Not that BP does particularly well anymore, but it's
not doing too bad though. To be fair, it's doing quite well. But yeah, again, another long consolidation here. Very long consolidation. Well, it actually wasn't too bad, was it? That was 25th of May, and then it broke out in January. So that was what, 7 months? 7 months? Is that 7 months?
Yeah, an interesting one. An interesting one. If you're on the 1 minute, is natural gas just bounced off a quite a nice level to complete a retest. So that could be an interesting one. Natural gas futures, yeah.
On the 1 minute.
Yeah.
But this level down here.
Yeah, so you see it bounced off there. Stonksy called a fantastic shot on it. If you're going off the arrows rather than the background colour.
Oh yeah. Yeah, natural gas there.
So about the closest thing you get to that trades like crypto.
Honestly, we're gonna end up trading things like corn and stuff, aren't we? And wheat and
what was it? What was it I traded in the summer? Orange juice.
Oh, it's going wild. Have you seen coffee? What's the I don't know what the thing is for coffee. What's the ticker for coffee?
Yeah. I think some of it's under coffee. I trade on Pepperstone anyway, so it's coffee futures. So what have we got?
Let's say coffee futures. What is the ticker symbol for coffee futures? KC.
KC.
Not JC. KC. There we go.
There we are.
Apparently, coffee's been on an absolute tear like the past couple of months. I've accidentally clicked on the 3-day chart, but
Oh,
bloody hell!
that is a remarkable run.
Yeah, look at that.
Is it just me, or does that look more like the Bitcoin chart?
This is what the Bitcoin chart should look like. We should be doing this now. We should be doing this, not consolidating. Yeah, that is a wild one, isn't it? Yeah. So
Yeah.
You do get your morning coffee from Costa or Starbucks or something. Expect them to probably be charging a lot more soon, I imagine.
They'll be ripping you off. I've got to drop now, Dave. Anyway, I've got the wizard.
Yeah, been on 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah, the wizard has got a dentist appointment, which is
and we're dumping all the way back down on Bitcoin as well. Hey, look, you said rejection from 99. We got to 98.
Yeah.
29.
90. I didn't know. Not trading, but yeah, that would have been a beautiful shot. Right the way back down.
Yeah. Well, big thank you to Wiz. Make sure you go and drop him a follow. Let me get your thingy up before we go, so people can go and give you a follow. Not that you need more followers.
On my dot family.
Yeah, go and give him here's his X account. Go and give him a follow. He's right there.
Nice little Solana season video on top as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, go and have a look.
Have you seen that one? Yeah, Mr. JC. Give that a follow.
Yeah, go and I've just followed the new. Is this the new one? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go and give this video a watch as well. But yeah, big thank you to everyone who joined. Drop a like, subscribe, and make sure you click the links in the description as well. Sign up to BLOFIN, sign up to Stonksy, and I'll see you in the Discord if you sign up to Stonksy. And Wiz, we'll have you on again very soon, mate.
Thank you very much, Dave.
Always a pleasure, never a chore.
See you later.
See you, everyone. Catch you for tomorrow's stream. Bye-bye.